What's up, baby? We in it again. We are back. I just took my final test for serving today, which means I've gotten the majority of the brain download that I needed to. It was a strange thing to take this scrum off of the creation side of the equation and devote the attention and focus to securing financial stability. But we did it. And I think we did good. And somebody just contacted me. Not yet. Okay. I feel like I did what I needed to do. Thank you, Jay, for getting it done. I appreciate it. You're awesome. You're a rock star. I don't have the job yet, fully. There's a final test, which is written, which I did for an hour today. A lot of paper, a lot of writing. And then there is after the final test, there's a mock trial or a mock serve where you rock it with the staff, the management team. So I got I got to pass the test, but I feel good with it. That's what matters. So that means we're re-engaging the creative station. And it's weird. I feel weird. Story of my life. But it's almost like there's this part of me that's like, I don't really know where I put it. Like where I put that part of me that does the creative stuff. And I know it's just a thing, but I'm gonna get through that just fine. It's a weird thing to reflect that. Like the past 2 weeks, I've been very, very work-centered. I've fallen off of my physical practice. I've been, very work-centered, and then when I haven't been working, I've been kind of just chilling and just being okay with chilling. I've watched a lot of anime. It's like, it feels like I'm just getting into anime in my life. And I feel like I've started with the best animes that are out there, because it's been so wild. I mean, Arcane was like over a year ago, but Akira, one of the best, definitely the best to me. I mean, I just did a video. My last music visual was all to Akira, basically, and Annihilation. But then I discovered Scavenger Rain from a TikTok video. That was fucking fire. Loved it. And then after Scavenger Rain, I discovered Pantheon. Pantheon's definitely one of the greatest reaches of human imagination that I've ever encountered. And to discover that on the tail end of Scavenger Rain is just like, what, dude? I thought, what? I can't believe this is even out, and this is live, and this is real, and I get to move with this as context. It's fucking scripture to me. Oh, a singularity. Uploaded intelligence rather than artificial intelligence. Really, really exquisite show. I loved it. And then after that, I just have this anime kicking me now, so I'm back on Attack on Titan, and that's just wild. It's funny as fuck. It's kind of like they don't really care to make it a storyline, and it's mostly just brutal fighting scenes and strange character development or lack thereof. It's funny as fuck, but it's also dope, and those sound like shots. They are shots, but at the same time, the show's fire. And it's kind of like I'm in season 2, and I'm just still trying to get a little bit of information about who these fucking Titans are, and they've just released none. And I keep being on the edge of my seat, like, are we gonna find out something? No. Anyways, anime, fire. Azira anime. Let's do it. Whew. Okay. Let's see if I think I'll keep this one shorter. But simultaneously, I have been channeling arranging. So right when I first got to Atlanta, or a few months in, whatnot, I made a big effort to consolidate all of my files onto hard drives and bootable hard drives and get them sent out. One's with my dad in a different state, and one's here with me. Backup, right? Backup of everything arranged in absolute chaos. And the idea of doing this is that once I back up everything, I can, everything's backed up, I can start, which I've started, arranging my files in a way that's intelligent. My interest is clearing my computer of superfluous stuff and entering a production rhythm where I'm continually cleansing my computer of things that I've finished. And rather than just having it compile over long periods of time in these folders, and it's just like, I don't know what the fuck's in there, it's like, I'm going to be creating lots of media, as I have, but the idea with doing it more intelligently is just like, I'm creating media in these periods, these lunar cycles. I'm consolidating the media, and then when I'm done with the song and its associated videos, imagery, I put it up off my computer into the place that it belongs. So I'm doing that. I'm also doing something similar with my sample library, which is basically, I have a giant musical sample library of many different packs, as many producers do. Sample packs that are all arranged very chaotically. And if I want to go through like and get a sound, it's kind of like I'm searching through a lot of different sounds in an inefficient manner. And so my interest now is to arrange my own sample pack that's like, I've curated things that I like from these giant collections, and I know what kicks, what snares, what hats, highs, like close and open that I like, and they're in my sample pack that I've arranged and organized in a way that makes sense to me. So I've started that. And the idea is too, then I can just delete the other stuff. And I actually want to do that, where I'm just like, I don't need all of these sounds. I don't actually want all of these sounds. A lot of these superfluous sounds slow me down. So I feel like starting with the drums, that's what I'm doing. So that's kind of like an undercurrent of what's happening right now. That's been happening, but I'm tracking that progress. So in terms of this scrum, my interest and focus is, I got 2 more tracks. And then I'll feel like my desk is cleared. And these are the last tracks that I finished in California. No, one I finished in California, the other one I finished I made in Utah. And these are the last tracks that I wanna release out of the collection of things that I have, and they're some of my favorites. So I would say they are my favorites of this scrum. And so I'm gonna master them back to back and release them back to back. That's my goal. That's my motion. The idea with this is that I'm clearing my desk, honoring that which has been spoken, releasing it into the world, and moving on. And I feel like it's kind of like holding the reins a little while longer, where I'm still in a phase of establishing foundation, both in my job, in my file management structure system, and in the mastering process of these creative acts. Mastering to me is like, it's not really a creative act, it's more the act of the practitioner. Or rather, it's not like a creative activity. Yes, I'm utilizing creativity to do it, but it's I've already done the creative part, and the creative part's often the really fun part. And this is kind of like the adult in the room who's learning it, who's finishing the thing and distributing in it. So that's what I'm doing now, is just tying the bows, sending them out. Thank you. creating space for new information to flow through. And I really have the sense that like I'm excited to meet who lives on the other side of these pieces, because I know it'll be a new me. And you know, I'm not going to be reaching in the same wells for lyrics, or it's just so much life has transpired since I've produced creatively, and I'm just excited to go in fresh and go in as a student and go in knowing nothing and starting from nowhere, starting with a blank page. And I feel like I'm giving myself another month to make it happen, you know, to create the space for me to go and create, you know. So establishing foundation right now with my file management, with honoring that which has been spoken, with my 3D, 4D, 5D work, job stuff, establishing that kind of financial grounding beneath my feet. Feels like I'm being responsible as fuck. So right now, focusing primarily on mastering and file management. Formally, I'm focusing on mastering. Informally, file management. I'm not necessarily trying to get to a goal by a certain point with my file management. It's just something that I'm doing. I am going to finish Savage and release it for the Scrum. Simultaneously, I recognize I've yet to be successful operating the production hat with the acoustic hat for a full Scrum cycle. Meaning I've set many goals and many times to play acoustic guitar, have a vocal session every day. But what's happened on every time that I've set this goal is I'll start acoustically, and then when it's time, then maybe I'll go even like a week, and then I'll be like, fuck, I gotta produce. And then I'll produce for the next week. Or, you know, at the ending days, it's like, no, I really gotta get this shit done. And I'm not even thinking of acoustic. I'm just like, no, I'm getting this shit done. And I want to be a better vocalist. I want to be a better embodied musician. So I would like to really challenge myself this time, recognizing I have failed at this every other time. I want to succeed at it this time, which is doing acoustic every day. And I don't feel like I necessarily have to produce every day, but I want to produce as much as I need. I need to finish the track, and I want to play acoustically every day. So that's my Scrum. That's where we're at. Happy full moon. Just passed. We're at 97% into the new cycle. How cool. You want to see a cool background? That's it. That's the moon phase right here. Can't really see it, but there's actually a number in there. You can kind of see it now. You're welcome. Okay. Well, thanks for listening. I love you. And may this nourish you.